And it doesn't even matter how intelligent or kind you may have been. You just can't win. It was all over before it began. You were doomed in the fall of man. You can't win. I was dead.
Yeah, we can keep on going. Is it Adam?
Yes, hi.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
What do you got for us?
The question I wanted to ask was, a theist friend kind of brought this up to me. How would you consider the relationship between reason and instinct? You usually deal with the reason versus faith thing. I'm just wondering where reason would play into that, and I'd be happy to take the answer off the air. Thank you, gentlemen.
Great. Thanks a lot, Adam. Appreciate it. You want to start?
Well, yeah, I guess, I guess some of our morality comes from our instincts and it comes from our evolutionary history, right? We are normally social animals, and we have empathy for each other and these sorts of things. And some of our, base instincts, I think, need to be suppressed a bit in a civil society, right? You don't want to go smacking people because they make you mad, or you don't want to, go do the caveman thing and whack somebody over the head and drag them off by their hair for mating, that sort of thing. So you have to, temper things. So I think that this is kind of the old mind-body thing, right, of how do you find the best balance between those things that you have at your disposal? And maybe reason shouldn't always win out, but...
Well, I think it should.
You want to be human.
No, I don't think it makes you any less human for reason to always win out. Here's why. When we're talking about instinct, I actually look at it as two different things, and you kind of addressed both of them briefly. There's the lizard brain instinct, which I think is something that we should suppress, and I think it's reasonable to suppress it. I'm not going to bash you over the head and drag you back to my cave so that I can procreate type thing. Then there's a different type of instinct that I'd say is our visceral initial response to a particular stimulus. And that is something I think we are born with. It is cultivated by our experiences, but it is also trainable by our reason. We touched on this 2 weeks ago when I was here, where I talked about the fact that if I say, oh, you really made me mad, that's a little bit wrong. You did something, and my reaction was to get mad to it. May have been my initial instinctive visceral reaction, but I can train that. And I think that one of the big things is the purpose of this, which we talked about in the show several times in the past, is educating yourself and building an understanding and exercising reason to manipulate the way your brain processes information so that you are coming to the most sound, most reasonable conclusions you can. Teaches your brain to be better in the visceral, instinctive aspect as well. And once you've developed these critical thinking skills and proper skepticism and an analysis of reality and evidence, then all of a sudden when somebody comes up to you and they tell you, hey, look, I've got this vial of water and it's got a memory and it's holding these elements within it, the essence of these toxins, and if you just drink this, you'll be fine, your bullshit detectors are going to go off the chart right off the bat because you've cultivated that. Whereas there are other situations, and this goes to what you were talking about with preying on people's emotions. Religions are trying to tap into that visceral response, the emotional response. I'm not, there's a quote from Star Trek. I think it actually ended up in one of the movies where Spock, who had been this logical character for all this time, made the statement that logic is the beginning of reason, or the beginning of wisdom, not the end of it. And okay, I understand that. Yes, I like to temper things with emotion. I'm kind of an emotional guy. I think the passion and what the hell is that? Somebody's throwing stuff at our wall. I think that the passion and the enthusiasm for what I do probably comes out. And I make lots of decisions where I don't exercise reason that much at all, especially when I'm shopping. I'm terrible about that. Ooh, that looks like fun. I'm just going to enjoy it. But I think you can train that part of your instinct.
Yeah, and just to add one more thing, I think it's very important to sort of be aware of your visceral stuff at an intellectual level. So you're at least aware of these things that are pulling on you various directions, and so that you can kind of do something about them and not choose to be a victim of those. So shall I continue on maybe with the...
Yeah, and maybe while you're doing that, somebody could go out and tell them to stop throwing stuff at the wall of the studio. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well...